Good morning, everyone. It's a special day today.
It is a very special day. The day this goes up is going to be Easter Sunday, 2020. We have to look harder to find things to feel blessed about, but we are still blessed. So we wish you all a happy Easter and a good Passover as well for those of you celebrating Passover.
So we've been looking through some material, and Paul came up with a great idea that was given to her by a fan.
Actually, a subscriber last week, The Sweet Life, suggested, I'd love to see your favorite gardens, and I jumped all over that idea because it's spring.
And we had to go through a lot of old footage.
We did, but it turns out that when we go do these walkthroughs and so on, we record so much of the gardens and the foliage, and we use so little of it.
We do, right.
So Dale polished it all up, and we are going to show you 8 of our favorite gardens here.
Some of it's
Las
old,
Vegas.
so some of it might be a little jumpy. So just enjoy,
We
right?
get better as time goes on.
That's right. This adventure starts right now.
The first stop on our spring garden trip is not what you'd expect. It's not one of the strip resorts at all. It's a shopping complex. The shops at Crystals had an enchanting spring display last year, and we're not sure too many people ever saw it. We just loved the theming, with the bird nests and twigs and spring bulbs. If you haven't been to the shops at Crystals, it is part of the City Center complex located on the middle tram stop between Park MGM and Bellagio. At Crystals, you'll find a curated collection of over 50 of the finest luxury brands in the world. Not only that, there are high-end dining experiences including Mastro's and Wolfgang Puck within this expansive 262,000 square foot space. These lovely gardens are at street level of the multi-level shopping experience, and they are expertly crafted by the Simon Center folks who manage Crystals. While we're in the area, we want to give Aria an honorable mention because when you step into the lobby, you immediately get a garden vibe. The inspirational quotes, the lush plantings, that amazing skylight ceiling, it brings the gardens indoors. But it's these beautiful and artistic gardens in the convention space that dazzled us when we were at Aria. Unless you have occasion to be in the huge 500,000 square foot convention center, you would never even see these. On their website, they describe this as a calming desert ambiance, featuring native plants and trees and natural light. Our stunning spaces are anything but business as usual. Next up on our garden tour is the Waterfall Atrium at the Palazzo. This gorgeous indoor garden sits right at the entrance to the Grand Canal shops and is maintained by the talented horticultural team at Venetian Palazzo. This is the spring display with vivid reds and pinks and natural light that just makes all these colors pop. The love sculpture that we featured several times in past videos dominates the atrium and is a favorite picture spot for tourists. Between that and the waterfall, you just have to linger here for a few minutes and just admire the beauty. The atrium floral theme is changed 5 times a year, and we never miss it. It just takes your breath away no matter what angle you view it from. So far, we've been visiting indoor gardens, but now we're going to step outside to an iconic garden oasis that has been here for decades at the fabulous Flamingo. Here's a fun fact. The Flamingo is currently the oldest resort in operation on the Strip and the last remaining casino that opened before 1950. Today, we're going out back, though, to the garden courtyard. This lush tropical paradise is a wildlife habitat for their beloved namesake, pink flamingos, as well as other birds like teal ducks. There are also koi fish and turtles, and believe it or not, they even had penguins here at one time, but they have since been moved. It has a Miami South Beach vibe to it out here, and you will find lots of green space, including the pool and a wedding chapel as well. A much overlooked historical landmark at the Flamingo is this monument to Bugsy Siegel. Look for the signs directing you to the wedding chapel. The monument is directly across from the chapel doors. It's well worth the search just to see this little piece of Las Vegas history. No exploration of gardens on the Las Vegas Strip can fail to include those that were the vision of Steve Wynn. The first one may be our favorite, the gorgeous Polynesian Oasis inside the Mirage. Step in the front doors and you are greeted by this gorgeous tropical atrium. It has been flourishing here since the resort opened in 1989, and every time we come in, the plantings are even more lush. In keeping with the theme, there are palm trees and brightly colored bromeliads, waterfalls, and sunshine. No matter the time of year, it's always South Pacific summer right here at the Mirage Atrium. A little further up the strip is another Wynn vision, the elegant and classy Wynn Resort. And you don't even have to go inside to appreciate the gardening staff. Just look at how gorgeous this small space is on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Sands Avenue. The lake, the trees, the waterfall. And every time we walk by, they are playing some iconic Sinatra tune. We love everything about this little spot. Day or night, it is a great photo op. Now indoors, adjacent to the entry, the lobby, and the casino floor is a brightly colored garden lit with fairy lights and whimsical elements like hot air balloons and carousels made of flowers. And just to make sure you are enveloped into the floral fantasy, you are even walking on tiles that have flowers and butterflies embedded in them. Fun fact, if you have your wedding at the Wynn, you can have your photos taken right here in this fantastic garden. Last of our garden stops on the Strip, but always at the top of the list, is the spectacle that is the Conservatory at Bellagio. If you've been watching our videos, you know that we try to stop here each time the theme changes, which in the past has been 5 times a year because we never want to miss what the talented Bellagio horticultural team has come up with to top themselves. This may be one of the greatest free attractions in all of Las Vegas for anyone who has an interest in gardens. So let's wander through the cherry blossoms and soak up some springtime Japanese style. You will find the conservatory right off the Bellagio main lobby, a 14,000 square foot space that takes a staff of 120 to maintain. On the Bellagio website is a quote that I would like to share with you right here. This ever-changing natural display is the single most significant component of Bellagio's design, fulfilling the promise of creating the most extraordinary hotel in the world. If you want to see a bit more of this springtime theme, it's part of my Walking the Strip Part 1 video from last year, and we'll provide a link to that one in the description box below. Our next favorite is not on the Strip, but then again, it isn't that far away. For anyone who loves desert gardening and wants to see what can be done with native plants, you can't miss the cactus garden at Ethel M Chocolates. This is a beloved local treasure, not only for the exquisite top-shelf chocolates from Mrs. Mars herself, but for this beautiful free garden out front. This is the largest of its kind in Nevada and one of the world's best cactus gardens. 3 acres of drought-tolerant cactus and succulents. According to the Ethel M website, the garden is based on the English landscape model of naturalistic design and includes more than 300 different species. Half of them are native to the American Southwest, while others are from South America and Australia. Amid the crazy bustle of Las Vegas, whether you're here for a visit or call this place home, we absolutely love the Ethel M Garden as a Zen getaway.
All right,
right, guys, so you saw some of our very favorite gardens on the Strip and also over the Ethel M Cactus Garden, and it just seems fitting in April to show you our personal garden, which we love in our backyard. So let's take a little tour of the McKenzie garden. One of you had written, okay, we've seen Paula cook, now we want to see Dale do some yard work. Well, you are looking at the results here of Dale's yard work. We will try to dig up a picture of what this hedge looked like around the pool when we first planted it. We bought all these little, they're called Texas privets. We bought them for like $2.98. They were gallon pots. He espaliered them, trained them over years, probably about 15 years, to look the way they do now. He hand trims them, not with any kind of a hedge trimmer. There's no visible means of support, and even when we have contractors over to the house or tree trimmers, they're always amazed at this amazing espaliered hedge. All right, so we have to show you, these two are our pride and joy. Again, we will try to dig up a photo of what they look like when we planted them, but this sago palm is every bit as beautiful and lush as anything you'd see down at the Mirage or down on the Strip. And then behind it, this incredibly gorgeous queen palm. We planted her as pretty much a twig. They tend to flourish in warmer climates like down in Arizona or even over in San Diego. Believe it or not, our winters are too cold for the queen palm. But Dale wraps her in a blanket every year and she just continues to delight us. We love this queen palm. Before we leave the pool area, we just have to show you our little bit of Caesar's Palace. If you go down to Caesar's or Bellagio, you see that the pools are flanked by beautiful, elegant Italian cypresses. So we had to plant some as well. We have 3 of them. We have them professionally trimmed every spring. Hasn't been done yet this year, but we do love these. We'll show you how they started out. I think they cost us $12.88 each when we first bought them. All right, across the back of our property here in Las Vegas, you don't get a lot of land, so you have to make good use of what you have, and you have to put privacy screening up. And boy, that's what these beautiful oleanders do for us. They completely shield us from the neighbors behind us, and they have brilliant pink, fragrant flowers throughout the summer and fall. They're just starting to bud out now. And then down below them, we have traditional English boxwood, believe it or not. This is one of the hardiest, most versatile plants on earth, I think, considering that they flourish here in the desert where it gets up into the 1 teens, and also over there in England where it's cool and green and shady. We love these boxwood hedges, and Dale is training them. He, again, lovingly trims them. Now this mound, we planted these incredible blue agaves. Aren't they gorgeous? We just love looking at these from out the kitchen window. So beautiful. That tree in the back corner there, believe it or not, is the only thing that is here from when we moved in 2004, 16 years ago. That's the only remaining plant. Everything else we planted and put in and cultivated. But that is a Japanese privet tree. Okay guys, last stop on the yard journey is these little pots here. We had to go to the home improvement store about a week ago, and I was looking at the hanging pots, wanted to get some since it's spring. They were $25. That's too rich for my blood. I couldn't spend 50 bucks. So we bought these little plants. They were $6 each. I already had the pots. So they've been in a week and they're already starting to spill over. They are so happy and cheerful, and the hummingbirds love them.
Okay, Paula, what'd you think about that one?
See, I have to laugh now that I know the secret behind all this. I'll tell you the truth, I loved it. I love gardens, I love flowers, and I loved being down on the Strip, even if it was virtually.
Nothing like filming our own backyard. I mean, that was kind of pretentious, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't pretentious, and you guys could have just cut it off before you got to the end of that. But somebody wrote, when we did our Q&A, they said, I could watch you guys read the phone book. Well, this was about as close as we can get.
And you know what? We're getting very close to reading the phone book, too, because we're running out of ideas, and we're also running out of old footage.
Oh my gosh, can this lockdown end pretty soon?
Guys, let's get serious. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's staying healthy and you're getting through this, because we're all in this together. I don't care where you are in the world. We're all in this together. And let us know how you're doing.
You are letting us know. Let me just say, we love every comment on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. You are touching our lives, and we hope we're touching yours back.
I'm becoming very sappy over all this.
You know, you're not the only one.
I'm telling you, I just can't stop it.
It's okay.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button. Anything else, Paula?
No, well, you know the drill. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Get a hold of us any way you can. We love hearing from you.
Hope you had a good time today. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Have a great week.